Hey guys, welcome to the first lecture of the chapter Money. Let us see why money was invented, how it was invented one by one in this chapter today. So let us start with the introduction. The invention of money is one of the most important and fundamental inventions out of the various inventions in the world. Now, why money was invented? It must be coming to your mind. See, money today, whichever we are using, it's in circulation. It was invented to reduce the difficulties faced in the barter system. What was barter system? Barter system was the trading system in which goods were exchanged against goods. So basically, instead of money, people used to exchange goods with each other. That's how the economy used to run. I hope you must be getting an idea how difficult it was to exchange the goods against goods in the absence of money. So let us see what were the difficulties faced in the barter system. This is very important question as well as interesting too. Very simple and interesting answer. So let us start with the actual answer. Difficulties in barter system. Number one, first difficulty, problem of double coincidence of wants. Now what is this double coincidence of wants? As we know now that under barter system, goods were exchanged against goods. So whatever is the requirement of one person, somebody else should possess that good. But at the same time, whatever is the requirement of that other person, that should also be possessed by me. Then only the exchange will take place. Let us see how to write the answer. Lack of double coincidence of wants was one of the major limitations of the barter system. Let us take example to make it clear. For example, person A has wheat, but he wants rice. Person A has ample wheat with him and he also wants rice in exchange. And person B has rice. So the other person is having rice. But the problem is that person B does not want wheat in exchange. That means whatever person A is having wheat, the person B does not want wheat. Then in such case, due to there is no double coincidence of want, that means whatever is person A's want, it is possessed by person B. But whatever person B wants, that is not possessed by person A. So in such case, the exchange was not possible. Exchange cannot take place. And thus, there was very difficult situation under the barter system due to lack of double coincidence of want. See, because it's not necessary that whatever we are wanting, the other person will also need the things which we have. So the exchange cannot take place. I hope you are getting the point. Then point number two, second difficulty, lack of common measure of value. See, what does it mean? Nowadays what happens is any commodity you take, we can state it in terms of money value. In India we state it in terms of rupees. But earlier it was not so. There was no any standard unit of measurement, not standard unit of account. So while exchanging goods for goods, there was absence of standard unit of account to determine the value of a commodity. For example, it was very difficult to compare 2 liters of milk with 2 kilograms of rice. Now I hope you understand. In today's money terms, it becomes easy because we are stating the value of money also in terms of rupees as well as the value of rice also we are stating in terms of rupees. But earlier it was not so because there was no money. Directly goods were exchanged against goods and hence due to lack of common measurement of value, the exchange was very difficult and it used to differ from person to person. Because any person can determine the exchange value of his goods as per his own wish, and very difficult situation it was. Then third difficulty, difficulties in storage of goods. See, what used to happen is supposing we want to trade in future, so it was not possible to store the goods, especially the perishable goods couldn't be stored. And what is necessary is for the future consumption also we need to store some things. So it's necessary to store goods for the future consumption, but the perishable goods can't be stored for future. For example, milk, fish, vegetables, and so more. So difficulties were also experienced due to lack of storage space for the heavy and bulky goods as well as lack of storage for the perishable goods. So the future exchange couldn't take place. The fourth problem or the fourth difficulty was indivisibility of certain goods. See, in barter system, it was inconvenient or impossible to divide certain animals or certain bulky goods such as house, etc., into small parts. Hence, it was difficult to fix the proportion of one commodity to be given in exchange for another commodity. For example, if person A has sack of wheat, supposing he is having sack of wheat of say 50 kg or 30 kg, whatever, and person B has a goat. That means the person B is having animal, person A is having sack of wheat. But now person B has a goat, but he wants only half of the wheat. That means he is not ready to take the entire sack. He doesn't require the entire lot of wheat. So he wants only half of that sack, half of the wheat. In this case, the exchange was impossible due to indivisible nature of the goat because goat is a livestock. It is a living thing ultimately, it's living animal. So it was not possible to divide that and exchange. And hence, due to this indivisible nature of certain heavy and bulky goods, it was difficult to exchange the goods against goods or animal. So these were the difficulties of the barter system. Too many difficulties in fact. Then we move to the last and the fifth difficulty which we are discussing. That was problem of making deferred payments. See, deferred payment means future payments, the payments to be made in future. So repayment of loan was difficult due to exchange of commodities. For example, supposing we are going to repay in the perishable goods, then it is not possible to pay the same perishable goods in the same condition in future, because in the name itself we come to know perishable means the goods which get damaged, the goods which get destroyed. We cannot maintain them, we cannot keep them fresh as it is. So deferred payments were difficult in case of certain goods, and hence the exchange for goods against goods couldn't take place under barter system. So these were the difficulties of barter system, and hence to solve the difficulties of barter system, money was invented. In fact, there were so many other reasons also behind the invention of money, which we will learn in the chapter one by one, step by step ahead. So let us revise in short today's lecture. We did introduction, that means money was introduced to reduce the difficulties of barter system. Then we saw the difficulties in barter system, very important answer. Number one, problem of double coincidence of wants. Second, lack of common measure of value. Third, difficulties in storage of goods. Fourth, indivisibility of certain goods. And fifth one, problem of making deferred payments. So that's it for today. I hope it helps. If you understood, then do like, share, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.